Hi, my name is Sam Moes. I want to return to the RA role because I feel that there's still room for me to grow. This past year, I applied because I wanted to be a resource for incoming students who might have trouble adjusting to Syracuse or to residential hall life. And I'm very proud of the relationships that I've made this year, but I recognize that next year we'll have new residents, which means new challenges, new opportunities, and new relationships to form. I really feel that you can't ever be done growing within the role because every year brings new challenges, opportunities, and new situations. So it's always different. In an upper division community, I feel that my ability to give residents space and feel that out would be useful. While they might not require as much social planning, they might need more help with things like careers or an employment or financial resources. So really recognizing the differences between the communities is important. In first year communities like this past year, my ability to sympathize with some of the challenges residents can be going through, things like homesickness, adjusting to living with a roommate for the first time possibly, things that they're going through. I've been through similar situations, so my ability to kind of react with them and grow with them through that process I feel is very useful. In a mixed year population, you have to be careful to blend them and both use the upperclassmen as role models for the underclassmen while also recognizing that each student is different. That's true, however, with any population. This year on my floor, we had students who needed a lot of time with me one on one, students who I rarely saw, and they flourished. So every student is different, every resident has a different experience, and really the most important thing is recognizing those differences. During this year, communicating with my supervisor during one on ones was a great form of gaining feedback, getting constructive criticism, and just checking in how I was doing with the role as my first year. It also gave me a great opportunity to provide feedback to how the different policies of ORL or just how I wanted to be, communicated with by my supervisor. So I really appreciated the one-on-one process. Change, I believe, is great, but it can also be challenging. So one of the strategies that I like to deal with change is talking to people who have been in that situation. For example, this past year I transferred into the Whitman School of Management from the College of Arts and Sciences, and I spoke to former and current Whitman students about the differences in dealing with the different professors, and that was a great help in my transition. Another strategy is trying not to judge the situation until I've gathered as much information as possible. So that means not making any hasty decisions on this is a good change or this is a bad change. And the third, finally, kind of playing off of the second strategy a little bit, was not overreacting. So if I kind of feel maybe this isn't the best change, not taking it to the extreme and just letting that really get to me and treating all the changes as professionally as possible and not really letting them affect me as much as I can. When residents have different opinions from my own, I try to keep my emotions out of the situation. I believe that using emotions during those discussions, especially as an RA, when you're in a place of power and authority over the resident already, can be very intimidating. Sometimes it can cause the residents to back into a shell or to lash out, neither of which you want. That can damage the community or your relationship with that resident. So personally, in those situations, I'll ask them how they feel and listen to them, really take in everything they're saying and think about it, and then maybe address some of those points that I thought they made well, and then bring up, well, I feel this way about this topic, and really just treat it as this is how I feel, this is not the truth, but also not getting too worked up or too upset about the situation. Thank you.